Hello everyone, it's Nimius. Welcome back to a Fire Emblem Heroes news recap. Normally we cover a week, but we're going to cover a bit more than that as I haven't been able to do these for a while now. Normally I shoot these around 4 or 5 a.m. or between those times right now, but tonight I think I found some time to do it. Anyways, the first event we'll start with is the Feh Channel. Now it's already happened and we already know everything about it. But it was important because this Feh Channel announced allegiance battles, pair up, summoning pool changes, and Aether Resort. A lot of these changes were pretty good to decent. Fortunately, I don't think FEH reached what everyone was looking for. Now, while these new modes, Aether Resort, I actually really like. It's really fun. I didn't know I needed it in my life until I put 5 zeros together and watched them bathe together. Okay, that was a bit wrong, but you know what I mean. It's a cute addition to the game, and I appreciate the fact that at least we get Aether Stones for it. I just don't appreciate the fact that you can use orbs to get more R&R affinity or whatever it's called, and then you get more Aether Stones, and it helps you in Aether Raids. But whether mine are great, I like the mode. I'm glad it's here. It just troubles me a bit that this is obviously from that FEH survey that we got 2 years ago when they were talking about potential castle mode. It took this long. That kind of scares me. And what else scares me is that we don't get FEH surveys anymore. Only Japan does. Apparently IS doesn't care about us in the West anymore. That's unfortunate, but yeah, I like the mode. It's just for the amount of development time, I just thought there was gonna be a bit more to it. Anyways, the summoning pool changes. Man, this was another lackluster thing, wasn't it? It feels like IS got the right idea that we needed a summoning pool change, but they didn't execute nearly as well as we wanted them to. For starters, the summoning pool is still a mess. The 3 and 4 star summoning pool, the difficulty of getting fodder, like for example, there's still, if you want to get Hana, it's still incredibly difficult. Abel, Cain, for Swordbreaker, Wings of Mercy, or Life and Death from Soth and whatever. Like Soth actually demoted, so he's slightly easier to get now that he's a 3 star. But you get what I mean. Like, there's only one hero in the entire pool with these skills as fodder from the lower star rarities. Chances of getting one of them is lower than getting a 5-star focus hero by far. The fodder pool, it hasn't been fixed. You've demoted heroes, which is both good and bad. Good in that some heroes completely deserve to be demoted, or not really demoted, but like exiled from the summoning pool is more like it. Like Luke, like he didn't deserve to be there. Everyone who pulled a Luke was pretty sad. But that doesn't justify you getting rid of like good heroes. Like Erica is a fantastic flyer with great quad potential still. Alm is still one of the best Dragon Slayers in the game, and now with Mystic Boost, he's an absolute killer. He can just keep using double line over and over and over again. So good. And then there's more important heroes like Takumi, close counter being gone, Hector with distant counter being gone. Now we only have Nayla, for example, to get distant counter on. Feh being gone, now we have nobody for Fire Sweep Bow. This wasn't what we were asking for IS, and that really disappoints me because who knows when's the next time they will actually do a pool change. We've been asking for this pool change for about 1.5 years, I would think, and this is the result. That's kind of disappointing. I don't want to be so down, so we're not going to talk about pair up and allegiance battles. But if you don't want to know how I think about them or what I think about them, we did a FEH channel review on the channel. But basically, I think for good reason the Fire Emblem Heroes Feh channel did as poorly as it did. Actually, I'll double check right now to see how they did, but I believe they did really poorly. They got 4.8k likes to 4.6k dislikes, while they do have more likes than dislikes. Do we really want to applaud Feh for barely going at 50%? Imagine going to your parents with a D on a test. They're gonna beat your ass. Nobody wants that D. Anyways, moving on from that, Feh Channel. I hope the next Feh Channel we get is probably gonna be in summer. So I hope that one redeems themselves here. This Feh Channel in particular, I was looking for free stuff and they didn't give us any free stuff, so I was super disappointed. And that orb bundle, man, that gets me. Okay, but I made another video on that, so check it out. It should be called "Are We in an Orb Drought?" or something like that with FEH. After that, we got the 3.40 details for the changes. Okay, so of course we already knew some things were coming, like heroes appearing in summoning events. That changed. You know, if you didn't know, it's basically the exiled heroes are no longer in anything that are truly really relevant. Like, I think most people will summon on the Legendary Heroes banner, new heroes banners, and special heroes banners, and hero fests. Unfortunately, in all of these cases, I don't believe these heroes show up in them. So if you really want a Lin, a normal Lin, or a normal Celica, or a normal Alm, or a normal Grey, or... They killed all the Echoes characters. All the Echoes characters are exiled except for, who? Oh yeah, Feh was exiled. Cliff. Basically, Cliff is the only one remaining. I guess Bowie and May kind of remaining, but they're like 3 and 4 stars, so whatever. But the 5-star ones, they're basically screwed outside of Cliff. RIP Echoes. Put that in comments if you guys really believe it. Anyways, yeah, the changes have already happened with upcoming version 3.4.0. It's already been here. Aether Resort came out. Again, I like the mode. Update size changed. In reality, it was only 110 extra megabytes on your game file, so it shouldn't have affected too many people. Some people did have to like uninstall the game to reinstall it, but that was just a quirk. Expansion on raiding parties, I've enjoyed that. I've had more slots available on my teams, though if you guys have been watching my Aether Raids battles, I've just been using Keaton for everything. I've been using the same team for everything, basically. While that's cool, maybe you should fix the mode a bit more so that's not all about using one hero for everything. I still think Aether Raids take skills, guys. And you can look at my results and judge for yourself. Though with that said, people always argue there's skill involved. Absolutely. There's skill involved like in top 100 or something in Aether Raids. But if I'm in the top 1,000, top 3,000, I'm in the 0.1% of Fire Emblem Heroes players in Aether Raids. If the argument is you gotta work yourself to the 0.01%, in which case you don't even get better rewards to really need skill. Some people argue that with me actually, but no, that doesn't make it a competitive mode then. That just makes it a sham. But yeah, that you didn't need to know my opinions on Aether Raids. Whatever, moving on. There have also been new weapon skills and refines. We have a full breakdown in the video as well. We covered that as well with the Weapon Refinery. I'm most excited about Hana getting refined. Unfortunately, it was just, you know, it was extra might on the weapon. That's nice. But Hana's katana was essentially a Swiss barrel. And while that's really good, I don't really think she needed it. She had so much speed and so much attack as is. And of course, adding more attack and more speed is almost never a bad thing. It's just I was looking for something else in it as well. It was definitely not like how she was in Fates. I believe she got essentially what Hinata's weapon was, and Hana got what her weapon was. Interesting. Peri got a very different change as well. Basically, it was like Sealed Falchion. You take any kind of damage, everything's +5, and she got her still slaying effect on it. So she had -1 to cooldowns. Makes her a great Gale Force user. I like that change too. Great upgrade. Cain and Abel though got the best upgrades. Attack ×2 up to 6. Just by being near an ally within 2 spaces, super useful. And if they're near a cav hero, basically a physical cav hero, they can guarantee double. And if they have more speed afterwards, it's a quad. Cain and Abel have become 2 of the best cav heroes in the entire game, though I would still say the best cav heroes are for swords anyway. So it's only Cain competing here. I still think Eliwood and Sigbert are still the best in my opinion. Those 2 are just raw damage. One's like raw special damage and one's just raw damage. Anyways, pretty interesting. But Cain and Abel, if you guys haven't made them, give them a try. They're great. If you find yourself needing more physical cav heroes in your cav Emblem teams, that's a great choice. New heroes were added via heroic grails. Basically, it was Pan and Titania. It was nice. It wasn't really necessary, but they're all going to make it there anyways, so I'm not going to say too much about there. I do like Pan, though. If you ever make a +10 Pan, you're saving the Tagwell race, and good on you for doing so. There was also quality of life improvements to merge allies. I mean, that's nice. Just saves us a bit of time. All right, so that was version 3.4.0 update. I like the update overall. I just wish there was a bit more. Honestly, guys, I still really want this game to have co-op modes, right? Being a Languager player, every day I play in co-op. Co-op just makes so much sense. It's so much more fun, and to interact with other people just makes you feel more in the game. You're more committed to the game. Building relationships and hanging out with people in Discord, and then playing with them in the game is such a huge thing. It just keeps the game so much more fresh. Fire Emblem Heroes really needs a co-op mode. It really needs like arena duels with player against player. It's not impossible. Langrisser's doing it. I just hope that comes soon. I hope in summer is when we finally get it. We've been asking for this since day one of the game's release, basically. So, come on, IS. Come on. Alright, the other thing was Anima Blessing Quests are now available. Anima Blessing Quests, guys, suck. Is there any other way to say it? We get 5 orbs for them, but of course the easy ones are to like use your Anima Blessing Heroes to kill like a red, blue, green, and colorless ally or colorless enemies. That's easy. But to use Anima Heroes in Aether Raids, ooh, because you're using them offensively, where an Anima Heroes are designed to be used defensively, it doesn't go quite as well. It's like dragging Duma into battle with like another Anima hero, because you can't use your legendary heroes. They don't count. Sorry, your mythic heroes. They don't count towards the quest. So that's kind of awkward. I don't know why IS did that, but they did. So moving on. Finally, we're into the most recent week. Thank goodness. We got the new Beast Heroes banner out of Galia. Out of Galia was amazing. Leith, I think, is one of the greatest heroes in the game. One of the best Cav heroes in the game. Great Gale Force user. Her stat points reaches preposterous amounts. And she's cute. Here's the thing, though. Leith in her game was bad. In Teleseries, Leith was mediocre at best. Her sister... Oh, also, she has a sister. You guys, if you guys didn't know that, her sister will one day come. Her sister's arguably more hot, by the way. Also, we did art viewing on them. If you want to see what we think about the art of the new heroes, check that out on the channel. Anyways, the reason why I'm pointing this out in particular was because Ranulf. Oh boy, Ranulf. One of the coolest guys in all of Fire Emblem. He did not come out right. If there's a hero to demote, it's probably Ranulf, but he won't because he has a dual rally plus. In other words, Ranulf was supposed to be much better than Leith. Leith's supposed to be mediocre. This is another instance where Fire Emblem Heroes take some liberties to... they look at a hero that wasn't so good in the original game, make them super good, and that's because they're marketable. They also did this with Carla. Carla was not good in her game. Also did it with Gwendolyn. Though I would argue Gwendolyn's not good in this game either, but she's worth a lot of points, so... Marbles likes her. I don't know. I guess Marbles is a thigh guy. Also, Marbles likes disfigured women, I guess. I'm sorry. Anyways. He's never gonna hear this. Don't worry about it. Anyways, the entire point of Ranulf is that he's supposed to be faster. Sorry, he's supposed to have much more attack than Leith, and he's supposed to be slightly slower. Instead, he has less attack and less speed. And the only thing he has better over her is defense, and it's arguable that, you know, Leith has the much better claw, much better skill set. Unfortunate. I didn't like that at all. Mordecai, of course, came out proper. Mordecai was a lot closer to himself in the game, and for heroes, he was given a special role as a smite bot. His ability to buff and debuff is immaculate. I think he is excellent. I think everyone should try and get a Mordecai, especially if you're planning on running Beast Emblem teams in Aether Raids. Alright, we're missing somebody, aren't we? Caningus. This man is the Omega tank for Aether Raids, one of the greatest heroes in the game. I would even argue he might be the most powerful hero in the game. Of course, you're free to doubt me, but currently in the game, Armored Beast heroes do not have as many weaknesses as anything else. There is no good counter for Armored heroes. You can argue Grand Raven TA, but most Grand Raven TA heroes on base are very, very slow. So like a Robin, female Robin, Cecilia, who else is there? Leon, all of them are relatively slow. The problem is you're not going to one-shot Caningus, but because he has Vengeful Fighter and Distant Defense 4, and his claw ability of adding +4 to stats to everything when he's hit, and of course if he transforms, he's distant countering, you're not one-shotting him. And if you're not one-shotting him, he's going to kill you, because all those mages have low defense, or relatively low defense. He should be able to overwhelm it relatively easily, and if he doesn't, he can always trigger his special because he has Vengeful Fighter. And also, you before you say, oh well, I'm just going to buff up these heroes, you can't. He has Distant Defense 4, which takes away your buffs via dull range in it. So there's no real good counters for him right now. Other characters like Micaiah's, if they don't one-shot him, he will kill them. They also have low res. The one true counter to someone like Caningus is, of course, Armor Slayer, but you gotta get up close to him, and that might not be a good idea. For example, if Caningus is backed up by a Leith, or a Ranulf, or any number of heroes, if there's like Heron Dancers behind him or whatever, you run your hero in there, and you might lose that hero. Sure, you get the kill, but you might lose the hero you sent in. And in a lot of modes, that's completely detrimental. In Arena, if you lose a hero, your entire run is all over. It doesn't matter if this is your final run, the final hero you have to kill or something like that. You know, you have to start all over again. So you can't really jeopardize a hero. In Aether Raids, that's points lost. So yes, he has a weakness, armor slaying weapons. But armor slaying weapons are the best way of dealing with him because distant defense 4 doesn't trigger, and his defense isn't that great, and his speed isn't that great. So that's how you deal with him. Not a perfect solution. Until there's beast slaying weapons, Kaningus is the Omega tank and probably the best defensive hero in the game. Frankly, he's amazing. And the thing is, he has a brother, he has a shadow, so we could be getting more armored beasts in the hero in the future that are crazy. Keep in mind that this encounter via transformation thing would go on for all armored beasts. So, yep. Okay, moving on, Forging Bonds came out. I actually haven't been really reading the story, but I find it really interesting that Fjorm is in there. If you guys forgotten his story, Fjorm's supposed to be dying soon. She's clearly not dead. That's pretty cool. I haven't been reading the story because I've been saving it for the stream, but yeah. All I know so far is the story here is much better than the story in the story mode. Anybody who's playing story mode right now in FEH, let me know your thoughts. I've been vastly disappointed. The story mode makes no sense anymore. I don't want to spoil too much, but basically Alphonse bets the lives of everyone in Order of Heroes on the bet of the same curse being exacted on him again. That's insanity. You've risked everybody's lives by going back to hell with no plan to face hell, and your bet is that hell's gonna curse you again instead of, you know, killing you, instead of Leaf killing you, instead of Thresher killing you, instead of anybody else killing you. You're gonna bet everything on getting cursed again. It's utter madness. The writing in this game needs a lot of work. But with that said, Forging Bond writing is excellent, generally excellent, or at least much better than story. So I'm hoping we see more Forging Bond story in the future. And I'm hoping in the future, instead of just saying having main story and paralog, we'll have Fire Emblem Heroes stories where they can have really interesting interactions between Fire Emblem heroes, various heroes. So like, what if you have make a story about Leith and Keaton and they got lost? Could be fun. But in other words, what I'm saying is if you can't write your own characters, just rely on characters who are already established in their own games and then just write a story about them. That should be much more easier if you can't write your own characters. At least that's in my opinion. Finally, we have the new Feh calendar released. Golden Week is coming up at the end of April. I made a full breakdown of this video of the event schedule, so check that out if you want my full opinions on it, full thoughts on it. But essentially, Golden Week is the end of it. It's a pretty packed pretty packed month because of Golden Week. There's a lot to do this month, so mark your calendars, guys, and hope you guys do well there. Now, I hope there's no orb drought, so yeah. Big takeaway from this calendar, though, is the Special Hero Summoning event. Normally, we get a Special Heroes banner in May. It's called the Bride's Banner. So, what is it in April? There are two thoughts. It's either a really late April Fool's banner, like with like Joker Henry or something like that, which would be cool, but I think it's too late for that. The other thing is this FEH X Dragalia Lost Special Heroes banner? The thinking here is because Dragalia Lost has now announced their banner is coming out on the 25th, I believe, and this banner is coming from the 19th to sometime in May. It kind of overlaps. Could this be that banner? Or could it just be an entirely new banner? Or it could be the Bride's banner earlier by a month. I don't know. But, you know, that's the thinking. So far, Fire Emblem Heroes has announced absolutely nothing about their collab with Dragalia Lost. That doesn't make sense, but then they're not really good at communicating with fans, are they? So, typical IS is what I'm going to say. Alright, and to end everything off, it is my boy Haar. He is finally in the game. I love Haar. He is the coolest guy in Fire Emblem. If you guys ever play with him throughout teleseries, sometimes he's lazy, sometimes he's heroic, and sometimes he is the greatest badass. IS did him dirty. IS did him so dirty. IS did Randolph and Haar dirty, two of the fan favorites from the teleseries. The problem with Haar in this game is that he has no role. You want to do a Brave Axe Haar? Well, Haar comes with Brave Axe. Who does the Brave Axe build better and who's much more accessible, mergeable? It's Shurshi. Shurshi does it so much better. She has Shurshi's axe, which has more might, which also can be refined. And of course, she's much easier to get with merges. So you can argue, well, you can get, you know, Grail up Haar, but honestly, just get Shurshi if you're going to do a Brave build. If you want to do a Slaying build with Haar, oh, the problem is, well, McAllis can do it. McAllis comes with a slaying, the Halt Clear has a slaying effect, and when you refine it, has the Wudao effect. So he would infinitely do slaying builds better than Haar, and his stat spread is virtually the same. Haar has slightly more BSD overall, but in effect, it will be hardly a difference, and of course, having a special weapon means more might, and it just works so much better with McAllis. If you want to do a defensive Haar, well, unfortunately, there's Baruka, and Baruka will do a defensive build much better and be much more accessible. And if all else fails, there's also Jerome, who is very much identical to Haar, but slightly better. So yeah, Haar has really no role in this game, and you should only commit to Haar if you love the guy. I've already 5-starred Haar, but I'm just going to do like Brave Axe with Hit and Run. I'll make a complete video explaining Haar in full detail later on, but I didn't want to go too much into it. But essentially, with a stat spread of 45 HP, 37 attack, 25 speed, 36 defense, and 18 res, he is way too similar to Jerome and Shershi, and yeah, this is not what we were looking for. To explain why he is this way, it's because this is Path of Radiance Haar. Haar and Path of Radiance comes with Brave Axe Plus, Guard 3. That's my problem with IS though. If you played the games IS, you would recognize that's not what makes Haar good, and that's not what Haar should be using, but whatever. It saddens me so much. I hope Jill is much better. I really wanted Haar to come with his own personal weapon, which he didn't have in his own game, or a slaying or a beast killing weapon, or beast slaying weapon, but maybe it's too early for that, huh? Anyways, guys, oh yeah, and I also did the GHB Haar video with Mur. It's pretty interesting if you want to check it out. It's also on the channel. Anyways, guys, that is everything. This got really long because we had to cover about 2 weeks worth of stuff, but
I hope you guys enjoyed. This is your FEH news roundup from the beginning of April to April 12th. And if you liked it, leave a like. If you really liked it, subscribe. If you disliked it, still hit the like button. And thank you so much. I hope everyone has a great day. And until next time, love you all. Bye-bye.